Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm fabulous. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie later in the program. We chat with my father-in-law just because we can. That's always a hoot. Also, according to a British survey, take a listen to this. 1 in 4 house hunters are put off this time of year by buying a home because of its neighbors' lavish Christmas decorations. So there are people, while they're looking for a home this time of year, they're going, you know what, this neighborhood, they do way too much. I don't want to be the ones that don't do enough. So
I can see that because I do not like it when you put up. I love Christmas lights, but I don't like it when you put them up because you refuse to take them back down.
I don't refuse to take them down. I just don't feel like taking them down.
Exactly.
Make sure you get it right. It's not that I don't want to take them down. I'm just too lazy to take them down. But a British survey says 1 in 4 people looking at homes are put off by neighborhoods that overdo it. And they're going, I don't want to live in this neighborhood.
I can see that.
I'm just not going to do this much.
Yeah.
So there you go. Keep that in mind if you're trying to sell your house this time of year. Coming up, we got some special stuff going on. We'll tell you what that is in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, here's the funny thing. It's Tuesday, December the 22nd, and I have one list of things that says nothing special at all today.
Okay.
They are so wrong. Because I did some searching, folks, because it matters to me. And today is National Date Nut Bread Day.
Oh, my, how could they have missed that?
I mean, overlook that? Wow. That's like the biggest overlook of the century. If you like date nut bread, have I ever had that? What is that? That's bread with dates and nuts in it?
Yes.
I like nuts. I don't think I've ever had a date. Have you ever had a date?
I've had dates.
Well, dates like together with us, but have you ever had the fruit thingy, a date?
I don't know. I honestly, I think they're like raisins,
like
aren't
raisins?
they?
I don't know. Probably. Somebody's going to probably call and let us know what that is. Anyway, I'll have to try to have some date nut bread today, because today is National Date Nut Bread Day. Coming up, going to talk about a girl that got kicked out of school for drinking. We'll tell you what she was drinking in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. This scene is Five Forks Middle School in Georgia. The young lady's name is Amanda Williams. She has been suspended from school for 9 days for violating the school's zero-tolerance policy on drinking alcohol. Good, right? Hey, no drinking booze in school.
Right.
Well, here's the problem. She was not drinking booze. It says the last thing we need is is alcohol. She deserves to be suspended and more. Well, here's the problem. She didn't sneak any booze into school. She didn't bring beer with her. She wasn't drinking shots. What she was drinking, was it NyQuil? No. It was grape juice. Yeah.
And they weren't able to test that?
Well, here's the thing. Where'd she get this grape juice? Did she smuggle it in? Was it something that had something in it? No, she got it from the school's cafeteria.
What?
Right there on the property of the school.
Okay, so why did she get suspended? Were they not able to prove that
she was suspected for breaking the school's no-tolerance policy on alcohol because the grape juice, no, it wasn't spiked, but when she was drinking it, I hope you're sitting down, folks. Heidi, get ready so your head doesn't explode.
All right.
She joked with her friends that they said, so what you got there? She goes, oh, it's wine. That's it. She was kidding. I'm drinking grape wine. It was grape juice.
Wow.
She says, we all know young girls want to act like grown-ups. Amanda was pretending to be a grown-up, pretending she was drinking wine, suspended now for 9 days. Mandatory, no exceptions.
As a parent, I would lose my mind.
The school also has a zero-tolerance policy on smoking, and they've said if kids put a pencil in their mouth and pretend to take a drag on it, they would also be suspended for 9 days.
Oh,
So,
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
It would be ugly, wouldn't it?
9 days.
It would be ugly.
No exceptions. George Orwell would call these thought crimes.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
1984 all over again.
Good Lord, people.
There you go. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. It's the worst possible place to try to sell drugs, in the sheriff's house. Phil Steen said he was sitting on his front porch the other evening, and some suspicious activity was blocking his view. The sheriff-elect of Lewis County, Idaho, says one of the men told him to mind his own business. But he wasn't intimidated. He ran the suspect's plates. Instead, he decided, you know what, I'm not going to mind my own business. The investigation led to the bust of James MacArthur, who's now facing a number of charges, including possession of marijuana with intent to deliver. Steen adds the investigation is being continued. They're going to continue digging into this because I think there's more to it. But he was sitting in his front yard, the sheriff was, and they pulled up in front of the sheriff's house to do their drug deal.
Wow.
Yeah, you might want to come up with a better place to do that. That's dumb. Even if you're an idiot, you'd think you wouldn't do that.
But you know what? Who knows where the sheriff... I don't know where our sheriff lives.
Well, nor do I.
So how would you know?
Well, don't do drug deals, and that'll be a good way. Coming up, we've got a Christmas Scrooge we're going to tell you about. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
I love this time of year. I absolutely love the Christmas decorations. I love everything about Christmas. But there's a Christmas Scrooge in Cape Town in the form of a women's protest group. This happened in Cape Town, and it says a Women's Media Watch complained the town council that a local billboard pronouncing peace on earth and goodwill toward men is sexist.
Oh, good Lord.
The billboard was subsequently removed and replaced with a Christmas tree picture. The group's program director, Lee Overland, says, either you say goodwill to all or goodwill to men and women, but not peace on earth and goodwill to men.
That is the phrase. It's always been the phrase. It's not meant to be taken literally.
Peace on earth, goodwill to men and women.
Good Lord. And transgenders
And people who identify with other things.
who identify with 6-year-old girls.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on in the world right now, people. I'm just glad we get a front row seat to be able to give you our play-by-play of just exactly what's going on as our world's getting
sad.
flushed.
You know, it's better to laugh than it is to cry
You
because
gotta have
I
a good
just
sense
want
of
to
humor
cry.
about this. So, coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. If you think this is bad, just wait. We got some fun stuff to talk about.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. A study finds that television may actually do no harm to babies. Did we think that it was harming
I never
babies?
thought it was harming
Research
babies.
has determined that viewing TV before the age of 2 has no impact on a child's learning ability. So there you go. Put them in front of the TV and walk away.
I definitely don't think
Maybe
you
not
should be
that.
using it as a babysitter, but
A man accused of stealing a taxi when he was discharged from a Des Moines hospital says, I stole the vehicle because I didn't want to walk home. Well, if that's why you stole it, never mind that. Just keep it. What the heck? All right, do you think you could make a living as an astronaut, Heidi?
no, because I would be so sick trying to go up into space.
For those of you who want to be an astronaut, this could be your chance. NASA has officially opened their application process for the space agency's next round of astronaut candidates. You can submit your applications from now until the 18th of February. NASA should announce the selected astronaut candidates by mid-2017. This is not an application for just any job. Astronauts that are chosen in this class could actually be going to Mars. Yeah. So if you've always wanted to go to Mars and have NASA pay for it, you might want to sign up.
Yeah, no,
If
thank you.
don't want to go to Mars, you might not want to sign up. So wait a minute. Where are we going again? I didn't know that. All right, the lighting of the Christmas tree was a little more realistic than desired at a California hotel this week. Fire destroyed the 96-foot-tall Christmas tree right outside a Southern California hotel. That's sad, isn't it?
That is.
The tree was outside the Westin South Coast Plaza in Costa Mesa. Ironically, officials say the tree had been sprayed with fire retardant after it had been installed, so they're not quite sure how that happened.
Huh.
Very dangerous. Make sure if you have a real tree that you water it every single day. I mean, I'd just be spraying it with a hose most of the time. That's what I do. If you're, are you getting a pet for our dogs this year, Heidi?
A pet for our dogs.
I'm sorry, a gift for our pets.
No, pet. I'm not getting a pet for our dogs.
Are you going to get a gift for our pets?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
I always do.
I don't know what the heck I'm saying. 56% of dog owners say they buy their pet a Christmas gift. Only 48% of cat owners do. So 56% of dog owners love their dogs. 48% of cat owners love their cats.
Well, cats don't appreciate anything anyway. So.
I got you a gift. They're like, whatever. I don't care. This is from an Associated Press pet side poll. Didn't know they had such a thing. Majority of all pet owners, 53%, say they get their animal present every year for Christmas. So
yes, we do.
Sleeping on the job's not a bad thing after all. The website Business Insider recently released an article that shows that workday naps are beneficial and possibly even necessary. Hey, Heidi, wake up. Come on. Wake up. They say studies have shown napping can improve cognitive function, creative thinking, and memory performance. So that's a good thing, right?
I agree with that. I should go take a nap.
This is kind of an interesting story here. Burglar Robert Martin was having a pretty good evening. He hit a home that was full of highly collectible Hummel figurines. He packed his car with them, about $15,000 worth.
Whoa.
That's when he probably should have quit. But instead, he broke into a different house, and our poor burglar's heart gave out. The homeowner returned to find their bozo thief dead on the living room floor.
Gosh.
He had a heart attack and died. So I'm not sure exactly what happened at that house. But while he was there, like I said, he died.
Aww.
And, he didn't get his $15,000 worth of Hummels. He got nothing for him other than, heart attack and death. That's not good. Take a listen to this. The average American child eats 1,500 peanut butter sandwiches by the time they end high school. 1,500.
Our kids definitely don't. We don't make those very often.
We don't. I love peanut butter sandwiches. We don't make them. And it's not because we have peanut allergies. We just don't make them. All right, our strange law from West Virginia. It is illegal to sneeze on a train in West Virginia.
Well,
I'm not sure why.
How would you stop? I mean, that is ridiculous.
If you sneeze on a train, you could get thrown in jail. There you go. That's in West Virginia. That is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Time now for one of my favorite things we do all week long. We pick up the telephone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Charlie, I finally had some Spam. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I like Spam.
I know you do. And you were telling me how awesome Spam was, so I finally broke down and got some Spam the other day, and I got to tell you, my dogs loved it.
Did you fry it?
I did. They liked it cold out of the can. They also liked it fried, so it was all right. You didn't steer me wrong after all.
They know something more than you do.
They do.
He liked it. He ate quite a bit of it, actually. I didn't eat it.
I thought it was all right. It was good stuff. So what are we going to learn about today, Charlie?
You're on a diet?
I am on a diet.
And you're eating Spam?
Yeah. Is that not good for my diet?
I don't think so.
I thought it looked like health food to me. Health food in a can.
Speaking of food, you know Heinz, like Heinz ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know they were caught underfilling its ketchup bottles and was ordered to overfill its bottles for the next year.
No kidding.
Oh.
So you open the bottle and ketchup just starts flying everywhere, I suppose.
So now they're filled. So they're making up for it.
Well, there you go. Best ketchup in the world.
Yeah, we got some police officers in the family, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay, a Baltimore woman locked a police officer in her basement when he tried searching her home without a warrant.
Really?
Oh.
And then she sued and won a settlement.
No kidding.
Made money.
But you can't search without a warrant. I mean, that's the law. So she was within her rights to defend herself.
It's just funny that she locked him in the basement.
Yeah, she probably should have kicked him out of the house and locked the door, but...
Oh, hey, this worked out better.
And he couldn't show up for the trial because he was locked in her basement.
Robert Samuel, he's a professional stander.
A professional stander?
Yeah.
Like he just stands?
I see him when I lived in Vegas. They'll stand in the line to get your license plates and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a cool idea.
He earns up to $1,000 a week by standing in line for people.
I would totally do that. John would not be able to do
couldn't.
that. He would snap.
I would hire somebody to do that for me, though.
I couldn't do that because by the time I get to the front, I'd have to put the bathroom and the back again.
I just don't like standing in lines. That's
I
never
would
been my
gladly
thing.
do that. I don't mind standing in line.
But there is people that do that.
Yeah, professional standards.
Make a darn good living, it sounds like.
$1,000 a week.
I think it's a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
In Belgium is building a beer pipeline that will move 1,500 gallons of beer per hour.
Wow.
Really?
It's a lot of booze.
Right past my door, they could build that pipeline.
I wonder what the pipeline is needed. I mean, don't they sell it in cans? Why do they need a pipeline to... I don't get it.
Why wouldn't you?
I guess if that's the answer to the question, well, because we can.
Silly
Pipe it
question.
right to my refrigerator.
There you go. See, now you know.
Well, I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
2 patients taking an antidepressant clone of Ramine or something like that.
Yeah.
They always put them big words on them.
Oh, yeah.
Reported that the side effect that every time they yawned, they had an orgasm.
Oh. I bet that made them
So they
happy.
went to the doctor to get that fixed, or they went to get something that would make them yawn?
That alone fixes the depression.
Stay up all night and just keep yawning.
I'd have it on C-SPAN. What are you watching there? C-SPAN? Isn't this boring? Exactly.
Well, we're going to see you in a couple days.
Yes. Well, and guess what, Charlie? I have my question for you today, and it has to do with Christmas.
Oh, boy.
So you might get this right. For every real Christmas tree that's harvested, how many seedlings are planted in its place?
For everyone that's harvested,
Yeah.
10.
No, 2 or 3.
Oh.
So every time they cut down one Christmas tree, they plant at least 2, sometimes 3 in its place.
Well, that's pretty nice of them.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy a fake one?
That's what
That's
we have.
what we did.
Yeah.
It works well.
And I had to vacuum the other day, and there were still needles under it. I was like, wait a minute. How are we losing needles? These are plastic needles. But we still lost them. I need to water the tree more often, apparently. Well, Charlie, we'll see you here very, very soon. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, I see you tomorrow.
And I'll see you then as well.
I may never go home.
That'd be okay with us. We'd be fine with that.
That'd be awesome. We'll have a place for you.
Then you wouldn't have to call me Clark.
I know, so I was just
Exactly.
going to say, think all the money it'll save you.
We'd wake you up and drag you in here instead. Have a good day, Charlie. We'll
Bye,
talk to
Daddy.
you soon.
We'll see you in a couple days.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, Don.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Did you know that during the sweltering summer in Tokyo, Japan's Ice Cream Association, they wanted to get some publicity by introducing a number of non-traditional flavors? Guess what kind of things they introduced?
What's that?
Soybean-flavored ice cream, kelp-flavored ice cream,
Didn't we talk about this?
I don't know, strawberry-flavored, spinach, garlic, potato, and lettuce, cactus, seaweed, and perhaps the oddest of all, horse meat-flavored ice
That's
cream.
disgusting.
Let's talk about something better than that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Did you know M&M's used to come in violet color? It was one of the original colors from 1941, and they had violet up until 1950, part of the original mix for the M&M's plain chocolate candies. And they were replaced in 1950 with what color, Heidi? Violet went away
1950
and
red.
What?
Red?
No, tan. Violet went away.
Oh, I do remember
and tan.
I do remember seeing that there were tan ones
Yeah.
for a while. Those
Yeah.
didn't last very long.
I don't know. People were like, no thanks. All right.
You
that's-
can still get violet ones though, at
Well, yeah.
in those specialty mixes.
Yeah, that's completely different. All right, coming up, we've got some changes to the 12 Days of Christmas song. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
On the 12th day of Christmas. You like that song?
No, I
My
don't.
true love gave to me.
It's one of my least favorite Christmas songs.
All right, I
actually.
have here some suggested changes, and I don't know if we're going to get to all of these. This is kind of silly stuff here, but I thought it was kind of fun. The partridge will be retained, but the pear tree, we're gonna send that back. It says never turn to be a cash crop forecasted. It's going to be replaced by a plastic hanging plant providing considerable savings and maintenance. So thanks for that. Next, the two turtle doves represent a redundancy that is simply not cost-effective. In addition, the romance during work hours could not be condoned. The positions, therefore, have been eliminated. The three French hens, they're going to remain intact. After all, everybody loves the French, right? How about the four calling birds? They were replaced by what? Automated voicemail birds, apparently. It says they want call waiting options on those as well.
This is stupid.
Hey, I'm going to finish reading it. I have committed to reading this. The 5 golden rings, they've been put on hold by the board of directors. The 6 geese a laying this year, they constitute a luxury which can no longer be afforded. So no 6 geese a laying. It's been long felt the production rate of these geese has not been up to par anyway. The 7 swans a swimming, Heidi. Which one's your favorite day? Is there a day that you have a favorite?
5 golden rings.
I like that one too. That's good. 7 swans a swimming is obviously a number chosen in better times. Their function is primarily decorative. So they're saying we're going to get rid of those swans as well. As you know, the 8 maids a milking concept, that's been under scrutiny by the equal opportunity because, why not a male-female balance in the workforce?
Good Lord.
9 ladies dancing has always been such an odd number because, you got one person being left out no matter what. Why not 10 ladies dancing? Because we got the 10 lords a leaping. They're saying that's overkill. Let's switch those around. We're going to have 9 lords a leaping, and we're going to have 10 ladies dancing. So everybody has a partner now. 11 pipers piping, and 12 drummers drumming. Simply a case of the band is getting way too big. So we're going to cut some expenses, and we're going to add one more thing. 13 lawyers a suing, because that's probably what's going to happen when somebody gets a hold of this list.
This is by far the dumbest list you have ever read on this radio program. And that's saying a lot.
I've had some dumb ones.
Because there have been some really bad ones.
I just want to say thank you to the listener that sent that to me. I dare you to read this on the radio. All right, I'll do it. All right, coming up, we're going to keep the holidays simple. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
This time of year, some things get a little extravagant. Some people go way, way, way overboard on things. And here's some ideas from Emil Barnes. It's an author of Keep It Simple. And they've got some ideas on things you might want to try. Let your family pick 1 or 2 Christmas events they want to do instead of doing something every single night. Just plan ahead of time. We're not going to go to everything. Let's find a couple things we can all do as a family. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because we kind of went a little overboard here lately.
We get overextended.
Next, combine your tree decorating with a small potluck Christmas party. Guests can help decorate the tree, and now you've done 2 functions at once. You've done a party.
That would never work.
No, because you were way too picky on how that tree looks.
I am so picky with
this
where those
is something
ornaments
we've
go.
done. Draw names for gift giving instead of buying for everyone. We've done that in your family and my family. Yep. That works really good. Give gift cards. It says put them in a miniature stocking as a fun way to present the gift. So give gift cards. They're saying that makes it so much easier. Here you go. Buy something you really like. And they're saying now, instead of doing all the planning, sit back and relax and enjoy the real meaning of the season. Coming up, please don't drive. We're going to tell you what's going on. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Seattle is an interesting town. They're saying right now they have this new concept there where they're going to start an experiment to pay families to not use a second car. Wow. 2 dozen families have been participating in a research project to receive $85 a week for a 6-week project as long as they leave their second car at home. And then they're going to do a report on how did you get by without the use of that extra car. The information will be used in an educational campaign to limit people to driving less. So, honestly, the 2 of us ride to work together now.
Okay, but we work together. If we worked at 2 separate places, we would not do that.
Well, I'm not going to say we
even on certain days. There's one day a week where we drive
separately. Yeah, because we got things going on.
Because you've got someplace else to be. If we did not work in the same building, we would not be driving together, and you know that.
Probably not. But they have this interesting concept. They're paying people to leave one of the cars home, drive together, and then report to us, was it a real buzzkill, or were you okay with that? So they're doing that right now in Seattle. So we'll have the results of that soon, I'm sure.
And also in Seattle, it's probably easier in Seattle because there's mass transit there. Where we live, there's just not a lot of that. Yeah. So you'd be pretty well. And there's a lot of wide open spaces, so you'd be pretty well stuck.
I'll be waiting. Coming up, shame. We're going to find out your name. It's all on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
If you want people to quit doing something, you could, ask them nicely, or you could publicly shame them.
All right.
I think that's the one we're going to go down here. If you want to stop unauthorized people from parking in handicapped spaces, they say embarrass the heck out of them. One English town, there's people who park without permits in handicapped spaces all the time. They've been asking them, please move your car or face consequences of getting a ticket. But for whatever reason, it's just not working. Now, they're going to be doing it when you pull into the place. It's not going to be a person standing there, but the parking meter itself is going to berate you if you don't have the ticket, if you don't have a parking pass.
How would the parking meter know?
I'm glad you asked. It's a special parking meter that will sense when a car has arrived in the space. Once you've parked in the handicapped space and open your door, you'll hear, "Welcome to Stockport Town Hall. Please note that you are parked in a disabled parking space and must be able to display a relevant badge. If you do not display a relevant badge, you will receive a parking ticket. These conditions apply 24 hours a day, 7 days a week." The idea is not to make the person parking feel that really uncomfortable if they're, or the idea is rather to make them feel really uncomfortable if they're parking there without the permit. So there are a lot of people that'll say, I guess I didn't even see the sign.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. So this is just a way of them saying, hey, bozo, you're parked in a handicapped spot.
That's a good idea.
If you're not handicapped, the good news is we're going to make you handicapped by the time you're done here. So you can either have the permit or, well, when you come out, we've got this lead pipe over here. We're going to make sure that you can park wherever you want by the time this is over. So that's happening at the Stockport Town Hall in England. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes down. I don't park in handicapped spots.
I don't either.
The building here, we've got like 7 of them, and there's never anybody.
There's never
parked
anybody
there.
in them. No,
so there's a bunch of spaces, and it's right out our window. I'm like, nobody ever parks over there.
But we do. No, I
don't pull in and go, do that. Nobody there anyway. I'm going to just take it. But I see people that do that. There was somebody the other day I pulled in, and there was somebody in that space that didn't have a permit. I said, ooh, they're not supposed to park there. So it's a bad idea. Coming up here in a bit, we've got some good news to share. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
Good news, Heidi. Always try to end this program with something good, don't we?
Yes, we do. Always.
And this is one that I feel somewhat responsible for.
Okay.
Because a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we talked about this, and they had a huge, huge response. So you're welcome. Honestly, it probably
I don't think it had anything to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. But it did have a lot of folks that did reach out. Thousands of people fulfilled an 8-year-old girl's wish for some Christmas cards. Also donated $300,000 for her future.
Oh, that's
Says
sweet.
Here, Sapphire Terry survived an arson attack on her upstate New York home 2 years ago, and it killed the rest of her family. She has endured 20 surgeries since then.
Oh.
Her aunt Liz Dodler brought home a tree that could hold dozens of Christmas cards. The little girl said, I want to fill up every spot. There was room for dozens of them. So she mentioned her niece on Facebook and said, hey, she'd really like to get some Christmas cards. Well, one person shared it with 2, shared it with 12, shared it with 50, shared it with hundreds.
It doesn't take long.
Hundreds of people spread the word, and her request, we were some of those people. We spread the word here on the radio and also on our Facebook page. Anyway, 200,000 cards showed up. Over 200,000. They're still trickling in. They're still getting them today. Over 4,000 packages have arrived for her as well. So talk about people just turning out in droves to help somebody.
That's amazing.
What a simple thing it is. And if you still want to send a card on our Facebook page, the address is still on there. You can still send it. It's not too late. And if you haven't sent a card, don't feel bad. I understand. You got a lot of stuff going on. But those of you who did, thank you.
Yeah, the poor little thing. Can you imagine the pain she's gone through?
Man, that would just be terrible to lose your whole family. And she's got severe
and to
burns.
Go through all those
20 surgeries. But like I said, the good news is she asked and she certainly
received. And it's nice to know there are good people out there.
Oh,
still.
Yeah. And, it's not like she was asking for anything difficult. She was like,
right.
I'd like to get a couple dozen cards to fill up this tree. Well, over 200,000.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Absolutely awesome. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you again for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Probably too late to sign somebody up for a what do you call that?
Christmas membership?
Gift membership, gift membership. But then again, I suppose you could do that any time of the year. But if you wanted to have it delivered by Christmas, I don't think that's going to happen. But you could certainly sign them up and let them know that you did it. If you want to know more about it, or if you want to sign up for yourself, because this is one of those gifts that you could give to yourself. It is a really simple thing. Get razors delivered to your door for as little as $3 a month, and they'll bring them every single month. $3. Deliver razors. $3, deliver razors. Do it forever. If you don't like it, you can stop at any time as well. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. All right. Toddlers who have a depressed mom are more likely than other kids to develop behavior problems as they get older. Recent reports find the risk of behavior issues such as being overly aggressive, hyperactive, or withdrawn can be reduced if toddlers spend just a few hours a day in formal daycare, which is kind of like the exact opposite of what you'd expect, right?
No, you expect kids to learn and grow and in
a daycare?
Yeah.
More so than home with mom?
Well, you have to expose them to the rest of the world, especially if mom is at home depressed. You've got to expose them to other people.
It says overall, children raised by mothers who reported recurrent bouts of depression were almost 4 times as likely to exhibit behavior problems like depression, anxiety, withdrawn behavior, and
that
aggression.
Makes sense. I don't really think they needed a study for that.
Well, half a day in daycare significantly reduced the risk of these behavior problems by the age developing by the age 5. So they're saying if you're home depressed, don't leave your kids home depressed with you. Take them somewhere and let them have fun, and then go back home and cry some more.
Don't you think that study was ridiculous?
Probably. It was ridiculous. Nathan Robinson says it was kind of like something out of the Twilight Zone. He's the music director at a Baptist church in Southern California. Robinson had gone to La Mesa Music Store to replace an electric piano and a soundboard that had been stolen from his church. At that very moment, a young man walked in carrying, guess what? The church's Yamaha keyboard, hoping to sell it to the store. Store employees stalled the guy a bit while they called the police. When officers arrived, the suspect ran. Police say they left behind the stolen audio equipment and his driver's license. So it didn't take much to catch him. So that was kind of interesting. Imagine of all the different places they could have gone to get that replaced, and they happened to go to that store, and they happened to go when he was there.
Right. That's crazy.
A South African man's car was confiscated, and he was fined about $100 for giving his friend, none of whom owned the car, a lift to work. Yeah. Apparently it is illegal in South Africa to have a carpool unless all passengers own a car, or the other passengers do not pay anything towards the gasoline. So I'm going to recap that.
Okay, I'm confused.
No.
They all have to own their own car to get a ride in somebody else's car?
Let me recap this. You can't carpool unless you own a car, so you could be driving sometime during the carpool too. Otherwise,
that's ridiculous.
Otherwise, what you're doing is you're getting a ride almost like in a taxi, and then that person needs a special license for that.
Oh my gosh!
Since this guy was being a nice guy and he was and you can't even pay for gas if you're riding with somebody and you want to pay. Well, you know what? I'm going to jump in and give you some money for gas. That's illegal because he needs a license for that because he's now officially operating a taxi without a license. He's driving a taxi without a taxi license, and as they say, the Department of Transportation director says the law is the law, whether you like it or not. So, sorry. Otherwise, I suppose, if they didn't have that law, why would you have a taxi license? You just say, hey, I am going to that neighborhood anyway. Just hop in. You just pay for gas, and
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It sounds ridiculous, but the more you think about it, I guess it does kind of make some sense. All right, the man who went viral for jogging shirtless in Chicago. Did you hear about this?
No.
A 24-year-old man was jogging in Chicago shirtless. This is a couple weeks back. And he melted the internet pretty much. Chicago's news station's live weather report says here he jogged behind them when they were doing it. And his name is Ethan Renault, 24-year-old, has since received thousands of messages from single women all around the country.
Oh, I think I did too see that online. It was Chicago's most eligible bachelor.
Yeah, because he happened to be jogging by with his shirt off. The aspiring professional photographer says, I'm a virgin. I'm saving myself for marriage due to my religious beliefs.
That's
awesome.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
I love to hear that.
I do too. So that's neat. And Gorilla Glass. Have you ever heard of this before?
I don't think so.
Do you have a smartphone?
Yeah.
You probably have Gorilla Glass. It's the thin, lightweight glass on your smartphone. Could soon be found in your car. Ford will be using the first Gorilla Glass for a windshield and a rear window in the new Ford GT sports car. So I'm assuming the second you drive it off the lot, they'll both crack. I'm just guessing. Because that's as soon as you get a smartphone, first thing to happen, your phone cracks.
Well, I think it's something you can buy for your smartphone and put on aftermarket. I don't think they come that way because, they all crack. So
my daughter had a phone for, 3 hours?
It was
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
So hopefully this is better than that stuff. All right, one last thing here because I'm looking at, I got a lot of stuff to share, but we're going to share this. Wacky but true. A woman claims she was hypnotized by the library.
Okay.
Yeah, in Oregon, Forest Grove, a woman called police to complain that she was hypnotized twice while she was visiting the library. How do you get hypnotized at the library?
That's all? There's no other details on how she feels she got hypnotized? These are headlines.
I have not read these in a long time because you always ask me more.
Well, I know. Everybody is wondering what else there is.
I'm going to read one more headline then since you're asking.
Okay.
It says here, when a drunk driver crashed his car in the UK, he tried to escape police by fleeing on foot, and he hid in the nativity scene. Yeah, not exactly a wise man right there. So I don't know anymore. Did they catch him? I don't know. I'm assuming
I'm sure they did, yes.
All right. That's going to do it for your headlines. That's going to do it for your bonus break. Everything there brought to you by our good friends at the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.